Have you ever felt like you know English, but when you speak, no one understands you? Hi, I'm Patricia Ortiz, and I'm an English student, and this is a short educational video analyzing pronunciation teaching. Let's think about this for a moment. When we speak, the first thing people receive isn't our grammar, not even our vocabulary, it's the way we sound. So, pronunciation is the main form we communicate because if we aren't understood, the message simply doesn't get through. In this video, we are going to reflect on how we teach pronunciation in English, especially in resource-limited contexts, and what role traditional methodologies and communicative approaches play. Many students know how to write well in English. They also know grammar rules. They can even translate some texts depending on their level, but when they speak, they can make themselves understood. But this doesn't mean they don't know how to speak in English. It means pronunciation has been neglected. And without a good pronunciation, there is no real communication. As future teachers, it's important to recognize the reality of many public schools and marginalized communities in our country. There are classrooms with many students, few audio materials, little time for practice, and sometimes even limited teacher training in phonetics. This context is not an excuse, but rather a condition that we must understand and an opportunity to do better. For years, communication has been taught using traditional methods, such as repeating words, imitating the teacher, and doing drills. These techniques can help, but they have a fundamental problem. The sounds are practiced without communicative intent, in isolation and without context. The student repeats but doesn't necessarily learn to use those sounds to communicate. Communicative approaches propose something different, learning pronunciation while using the language to communicate real ideas. Here, the goal is not to sound like a native speaker, but to be intelligible, that is, to be understood. Pronunciation improves when language is used with purpose, interaction, and meaning. A common misconception is that pronunciation cannot be taught without a language lab. The reality is quite different. Context is not a barrier, it's a starting point. With creativity, even with limited resources, real opportunities for oral practice can be created. Some simple but effective strategies include shadowing, where the student imitates short audio clips, and there are many options on internet, even with differentiation between American and British English. Another options are role playing or dramatization, which reduces the fear of speaking. Songs and rhymes also help because they work on rhythm and intonation, and recording oneself with a cell phone to listen and improve. The important thing is not the technology, but create opportunities to listen, speak, and reflect on sounds. As teachers, we must change our approach. We're not looking for perfect accents. We're looking for students who dare to speak and be understood, correcting with empathy, prioritizing key sounds, and celebrating progress are essential parts of the process. Teaching pronunciation isn't just about teaching sounds, it's about teaching confidence. It's about giving a voice to students who often don't dare to speak. As future English teachers, you have the opportunity to bridge gaps and transform realities, one voice at a time. Thank you.